Okay. Good morning to everyone. In our last lesson, we talked about the techniques or the strategies for dealing with risk. We said when risks have been identified, or when a risk has or had been identified and it had been assessed, what you need to do is to apply resources so that you can minimize the risk or you can control the risk. Then we said there are several ways or there are several techniques available to the businessman to deal with risk or in dealing with risk. We talk about the fact that the businessman can avoid the risk, and that is if he doesn't enter into any business venture. We also said that the businessman can reduce the risk by putting down certain strategies. We also said that the businessman can accept the risk and bear it. He enters into the business, he accepts the risk comes, he accepts it, and then he bears it. Then we said that he can also decide to transfer the risk to another business or another company. We said those are the businesses we call insurance company. So I said risk transfer has got to do with insurance. And that is what we are going to talk about now. Insurance. By the end of the day, you should be able to tell me what insurance is all about, the meaning of insurance. Then we shall also be talking about other terms or terms that are used in connection of insurance. In other words, if you are learning insurance, some of the terms you come across. So we shall be talking about policy, insurer, insured, indemnity, and a whole lot of them. Then we shall talk about the principles of insurance. We shall talk about the principle of utmost good faith. We shall talk about the principle of subrogation. We shall talk about indemnity and so on and so forth. Then we shall also talk about the importance of insurance. For now, let's look at the meaning of insurance. When you say insurance, what is it? Remember, we have learned about law of contract. So some people too can even say contract of insurance. Instead of saying insurance, you can say contract of insurance. That suggests to you that insurance is also a contract. Remember when we were talking about law of agency, I indicated that law of agency is a special form of contract. We have already learned what a contract is. And I said the contract that we learned, that is the mother of all laws. So if you understood the principles involved, then learning other laws becomes very simple. So we have dealt with law of agency, which is a form of contract. Now, insurance is also a form of contract. That's why we can say insurance contract. What is it? We said it is transfer of risk to a company. All that insurance does is that somebody doesn't want to bear the risk. So he goes to a company that has been designated or that had been formed for the purpose of selling risks. So that if any company goes to buy the risk, if the unfortunate event, which we call risk, which can be fire, which can be burglary, somebody can break into your store and steal a lot or even everything from your store. Your car can be involved in an accident. So what these insurance companies have done is that they have these risks, you go, so they sell. So you also go and then you buy. And what it means is that when you buy the risks, Then, in the event of the occurrence of the risk, they will compensate you. And in insurance terms, they will say that they will indemnify you. That means they will restore you to your former position. That is what you'll be restored. That means you would be brought back. And what does that mean? What it means is that, let me give you a simple example. If you have bought, let's say, burglary insurance, which means that if your store, if armed robbers or thieves break into your store and then they steal from your store, the insurance company will pay whatever had been stolen. So assuming they entered your store and they stole goods worth 10,000 Ghana cedis. What this means is that to be indemnified means they will pay the 10,000 Ghana cedis to you. They will pay the 10,000 Ghana cedis to you. Assuming or on the condition that you have paid everything you were supposed to have paid. And then you insured the property to the amount that you have in your store. In other words, the value of your store was 100,000 cedis. So you insured it for 100,000 cedis. And all that they say you should pay, that is premium. The money you pay to the insurance company is called premium. So if you pay the premium, then the insurance company will pay back whatever had been stolen. That is what insurance is about. That's what it's about. So what is it? Now note this. The insurance company is called the insurer. Then you that has gone for the insurance policy, you are called the insured. And the money that you are paying, as I've already told you, is premium. So what is insurance? Or what is contract of insurance? Insurance is a contract between two parties. And you see, when I say parties, you understand who the parties are from your knowledge in law of contract. Where one of the parties called the insured pays premium to another party called the insurer, who agrees to indemnify the insured on the occurrence of an event which may or may not happen. So when the event occurs, the event can be the risk that you have decided to purchase. So the accident. So when the accident occurs, the insurance company, which is the insurer, will indemnify you. So that is what the contract of insurance is all about. Two parties, one of whom is called the insured. For a consideration called premium, he pays that consideration. Remember, under law of contract, we learned about consideration. So the consideration that the insured pays is premium. When the insured had paid the premium, then the insurer, the premium will be paid on periodic basis. If I say the premium will be paid on periodic basis, it means that, for example, you may pay it every year. Now, if you have a motor vehicle, you go to insurance company, they say, oh, I'm buying insurance, the third party insurance, which we shall talk about. The moment you buy it, it will cover, for example, a year. So what it means is that if you buy the third party insurance, which means that if your car knocks somebody's down, if the car is involved in accident, you, the owner, you are not part of it. The third party is the passenger, or the persons whose store you have destroyed, or whatever it is, any other person apart from you. If the car is a commercial car and it is involved in accident, if you have the third party insurance, that is what you have bought, then the insurance company will certainly compensate the third party. So any passenger, on the assumption that the car hadn't or had overloaded, if it hadn't overloaded, if that's why when you are joining any car and it is overloaded, you have to be very careful, because if it is involved in an accident, the insurance company might not indemnify you. They wouldn't give you whatever benefit you, the third party, you are supposed to have had. So be very careful when you are joining vehicles that have been overloaded. Some of you will tell other passengers, oh, you are too low. They said, I'm not going to join. Driver, you say, oh, you are too low. Join it. And when the car is involved in an accident, that is where you will know that you shouldn't have joined that car. So if you bought it and then the accident occurs, then the insurance company will indemnify the third party. You remember when we were talking about privity of contract, we learned about the exceptions to the doctrine of privity of contract. We said that the doctrine of privity of contract states that it is only a party to a contract that can enforce it. So that if you are not a party to a contract, you cannot enforce it. In other words, if, for example, I've asked somebody to weed my garden for me, the person weeds, I don't pay the person. It's the person who can take me to court. That means the person can enforce it so that I pay the money. If you are the person's child, or if you are the person's father, you cannot enforce it. But we learned about exceptions. And one of the exceptions we learned was about the third party insurance. And that means that for the third party, if the car owner has bought the third party insurance, then the person can go to the insurance company himself and then he takes whatever he's supposed to receive. So that is what contract of insurance is all about. And we say that insurance is the pooling of risk. Insurance is the pooling of risk. What does that mean? What it means that you see, in Ghana we have thousands of people who have cars. Now, the third party insurance that I told you, if all of them, let me give you an example, assuming they are 1,000, and they all buy the third party insurance, each one of them will be paying small amount of money on yearly basis. So every year you pay. Now, when you have paid your money, that small money we call premium that you have paid. I'm using the word small in its relative term, because if you are, for example, paying 100 Ghana cedis every year, if the car is involved in an accident, the insurance company is going to pay so much. So in relative terms, then you say that whatever amount you are paying is small. So all the 1,000 vehicle owners will be paying that small amount of money. So let's say this one, they bought the accident insurance, which is the third party insurance. Now, the 1,000 of them, this one will pay small amount, this one will pay small amount, this one will pay small amount, this one will pay small amount. So they are paying, you are paying, so each one of you is paying that small amount. That small amount is going to form a pool. So assuming you are up, each one of you is paying 100 Ghana cedis a year, you can multiply the 100 Ghana cedis by the 1,000. It is from this pool that the insurance company will compensate anyone whose car will be involved in an accident. So that is why we say that it is the pooling of risk. You pay several insureds, pay small amount of money into a pool. Then from this pool, any one of them whose car will be involved in accident, the insurance company will now go into the pool and compensate the one whose car has been involved in an accident. That is why it is said that insurance is based on the principle fortunate or the fortunate helping the unfortunate. Insurance is based on the principle the fortunate helping the unfortunate. What does that mean? You know, they have all contributed into the pool. Who are the fortunate? If your car has not been involved in an accident, you are fortunate. Who is the unfortunate? The one whose car has been involved in an accident. He is the one who is unfortunate. So all the money, the small amount they have contributed, that is from that. So it means that those who are fortunate, this is one, if this one's car has been involved in an accident, all these are fortunate. So from this pool, then the insurance company will compensate this one. It means that the fortunate, they are helping the unfortunate. So that is all that insurance is about. It's a contract between two parties where one of the parties, remember, you can decide to use the insured first, you can decide to use the insurer first. When you use any of the term, it depends on what. For example, I can say that insurance is a contract between two parties where one of the parties called the insurer for a consideration called premium. So if I use the insurer, then he will receive the consideration that we call premium, and that takes to indemnify the other party called the insured, who also pays premium, so that in the event of occurrence of the risk, the insurer will compensate or will restore the insured back to the former position. If I don't want to use the insurer first, I can decide to say that insurance is a contract between two parties where one of the parties called the insured who pays premium, and that the other party called the insurer undertakes to indemnify him in the event of the occurrence of the risk. And we said that insurance is the pooling of risk. And I've explained to you what is meant by insurance being the pooling of risk. And we have talked about the concept of fortunate helping the unfortunate. This is where we bring this session to an end. We shall have a second video where we talk about the terms that are used in connection with insurance. Have a nice day.